Hello everyone. Today we will be talking about ATM management and what are the activities which are involved in ATM in management of ATM. So when we talk about ATMs, ATMs were first basically ATM stand for automated teller machines, and they first were introduced in 1987 by HSBC Bank in India. So this revolution started about in the 1990s, and since then, many factors have contributed towards the growth of ATM network in India. Uh, First and foremost, when we are talking about ATMs, ATMs are basically an interface which is available between the bank and the customer, wherein the customer is able to undertake the transactions without physically visiting the bank, which is a very big thing because ATM नेट जहाँ जहाँ पे बैंक अवेलेबल नहीं हो सकता है वहाँ पे ATM machines आजकल अवेलेबल है so that the transactions are able to be undertaken by the customers even when the bank is not present. There are certain factors which have contributed towards the growth of ATM networks in India, and among them, the first one is the foreign banks. First and foremost, they used to think that okay, the business hours है Reserve Bank of India के हिसाब से इंडिया में business hours 9 to 5 है. Okay, so the foreign banks used to find it very restrictive in nature that their working hours have been restricted to just the 9 to 5 duration, and they were not able to extend the business hours beyond this particular limit. So they were very quick in adapting the ATM technology because they found it as a way in which they can extend their business hours beyond the 9 to 5 limit, and because of this, they were able to grow in a very exponential manner. Further, the second reason why foreign banks were able to or were very enthusiastic in adapting the ATM networks was because the foreign banks were finding it much more difficult than the public sector banks to find the manpower in order to undertake the transactions in a particular banking system. So, what the ATM networks did for them was they were able to overcome this shortage of manpower by introducing a wider network of ATM technologies or ATM services across India. This ATM technology helped these foreign banks in order to offer their services beyond the time limits and in spite of not having the adequate amount of manpower that is required in order to undertake the banking services. So ATM नेटवर्क ने उन्हें हेल्प किया कि ये मैन पावर शॉर्टेज को उनको टाइड ओवर करने के लिए उनको ये हेल्प किया था. Further, एक और public sector banks also started to adapt this ATM technology because one of the reasons what we find in a public sector bank is that काफी time लग जाता है काम होने के लिए. If you go in order to withdraw cash from a public sector bank branch, it takes a lot of time in order to withdraw that particular money. If you are standing in a line and there is a physical process of withdrawing the money, then it takes a lot of time. सो पब्लिक सेक्टर बैंक्स की जो इम्प्रेशन थी वो ये था कि क्लर्क होता है पर वो हमेशा टी ब्रेक पे ही होता है. तो वो इम्प्रेशन या फिर वो इमेज को हटाने के लिए पब्लिक सेक्टर बैंक ऑल्सो इंट्रोड्यूस कैश विड्रॉल्स थ्रू एटीएम नेटवर्क्स or cash withdrawals through ATM machines, which were placed in the premises of the banks initially. Now the ATM network has expanded towards places wherein the bank is also not available. So वहाँ पे भी ATM networks आजकल available हो जाते हैं. So customer wait time को reduce करने के लिए PSU banks ने ATM networks को introduce किया so that they are able to undertake the transactions in a much more speedier manner, much more easier manner, and the wait time of the customers can be reduced in this manner. Further, ATM networks now at the given moment are being used as a very huge marketing network, very huge marketing channel that is there in order to market, in order to make the customers aware about the products that the bank offers. So, in this way, these ATM networks wherein the bank is not available, okay, or the banking services are still not so penetrating into the financial ecosystem, there also the ATM networks play a very important role in order to ensure कि ये जो networks है वो awareness बढ़ाए. Okay, these ATM networks ensure that the awareness regarding the banking products is created among the customers of the banking system or the financial system. So in this manner, these are the factors which help the ATM growth of ATM network, and ATM technologies or ATM machines have now become one of the very very major activity which a bank has to handle in its course of business. We will further be seeing the various type of services that are offered under the ATM networks. The services which are offered include the following major type of services. So let's put a heading: services available. So if we prepare a list of services available through the ATM networks, the first service that is available through the ATM network is cash withdrawal. Then we have cash deposit. We can deposit cash even through the ATM network. Then after, check deposit. If we fill up all the details and write everything, we can even drop the check in the drop box of the ATM machine, so that the checks would be automatically processed by the bank. Okay. Then we can undertake electronic fund transfer. After that, we can undertake checkbook issuance. We can ask for checkbook issue in the through the ATMs as well. We can also ask for duplicate statement. Duplicate bank statement can also be asked from it. Then we can do balance inquiry, or we can also take a mini statement. Okay. Or we can update our passbooks as well. After that, we can pay utility bills, payment of utility bills. Then we can also recharge cards, that is prepaid कार्ड्स अगर है तो उसमें हम लोग रिचार्ज कर सकते हैं. We can also undertake check processing. And lastly, we can purchase gift vouchers. ओके. हम लोग गिफ्ट वाउचर्स, लॉटरी टिकट, फोन कार्ड, सब कुछ यहाँ से इंडिया में आजकल अभी तक अवेलेबल नहीं है. बट वी कैन ऑल्सो अवेल दी सर्विसेज इन द फ्रॉम द ATM नेटवर्क्स अब्रॉड. अब्रॉड में ये सर्विसेज आप अवेल कर सकते हो. चेक प्रोसेसिंग एंड परचेज ऑफ गिफ्ट वाउचर्स फैसिलिटी इज नॉट स्टिल अवेलेबल इन इंडिया. दैट इज 10-11 इंडिया में अवेलेबल नहीं है. नॉट इन इंडिया, बट अब्रॉड में आप ये काम भी कर सकते हैं. And lastly, we can make donations to charitable institutions or charitable organizations. We can make the donations to them through the ATM networks itself. So these are the various type of services which can be availed using the ATM networks. Then in the next lecture, we would be seeing about the various types of ATM models which are available, and further we would be also talking about the business of managing ATMs as to how ATM management is undertaken.